Hello, I'm Father Robert Ballas, the Digital Jesuit, and welcome to an analog unboxing. Now, folks, this entire week we have been doing the uberGeek Days of Christmas. Just a chance for me to give something back to the people out there who have supported me, who have had really a bad year. I got together with Kingston and we came up with a couple of prizes to give out to the people who can most appreciate it. That would be you. And today we've got something special, something that I've been wanting to give away since day one. It's this. Now, this wonderful piece of gear, it's not just Kingston's Kc 600 SSD, it's also one of their full kits. Now, they do a lot of the blister packing. We actually gave away 2 of those earlier in the uberGeek Days of Christmas, but this is, I wanted one full kit so you understand how their upgrade kits work. Now, what is an upgrade kit, you might ask? Is it just a way for them to get a bit more money? No, the Kingston upgrade kits are actually really, really good. They make it super simple for you to upgrade a laptop or a desktop that's using a SATA SSD. Now, for the people who have the M.2 devices, the newer SSDs, the PCIe connected ones, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it's not the right slot, but it's still a really good indicator of how companies should be packaging upgrade kits. The first thing, I have to hide this. You can't see that, otherwise someone will steal it. Wait, there we go. Okay, I can do this. Now I can do that. This is actually important. This is the coupon that comes in every one of their upgrade kits for a copy of Acronis. Now, Acronis is a fantastic piece of software that allows you to do a straight duplication of your current drive. Now, how do you do that? Well, first of all, let's take a look at the kit. You've got all the mounting hardware. So this is the one that will allow you to put the 2.5-inch drive into a 3.5-inch slot in case you're mounting it into a desktop. Then you've got these in case you need a bit more power because, sometimes you need a Y cable, sometimes you need an extra SATA cable. I love the fact that they've thought about this because how many people have bought an OEM drive, a blister pack drive, and realized, oh man, I've got to buy a SATA cable. I've got to buy a power cable so that I can convert it to the SATA format. Well, not so much with the Kingston kit. Now, this is probably one of my favorite pieces aside from the drive. They include a USB 3 enclosure. They intended for this to be a temporary thing. You just open this up, slide it out. You've got your USB 3 cable here, and this allows you to put in the SATA drive, the SSD drive, plug it into your computer, and then use the Acronis software to do a straight copy over. However, I still have the enclosures that I bought 8-9 years ago. The reason is they work incredibly well. Now, what I've typically done is, in some cases, I've just left the SSD in here. It's become a huge SSD USB backup device. But also, if you're upgrading a laptop and you're pulling out your old 2.5-inch hard drive or even a slower 2.5-inch SSD, this makes it an external enclosure. And the best thing is because there's no screws, because it's just a slide-on with a locking mechanism here to make sure it doesn't open, it means that you can carry, say, one of these and then a portfolio of hard drives or SSDs. It's a wonderful way to give your customers something that they're going to use over and over again. That's been one of my biggest complaints about some of the upgrade kits out there. And that's, they give you a bunch of stuff that you throw away, or they give you a bunch of stuff that you can use once because it breaks. I have seen enclosures that have a lot of screws, so you're not going to want to open it and close it. I've seen that some that are made of not just plastic, but like cellophane. They're so flimsy and floppy, they're going to break after you do the upgrade. So this is a nice little feature that I like with Kingston drives. Now this, of course, is the real deal. This is the meat. This is a 1 terabyte Kingston Kc 600. Now, they've got this in several different capacities: 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabytes. Now, the 256 gigabyte version is going to cost you about $40. That's your entry level. You've got the 512 for $70. This 1 terabyte version is $130, and the 2 terabyte version is $275. So pretty much the 1 terabyte is the sweet spot. There's always a sweet spot. If you do the math, it gets cheaper and cheaper and cheaper up to a point, then it gets more expensive. And that's just because of the densities, the type of memory that they have to use. Now, speaking of the type of memory, this is all of their new process, 3D TLC NAND. It reads at 550 megabytes per second. It writes at 520 megabytes per second, which is pretty much normal for a SATA-connected SSD. You really need to move to M.2 in order to get higher speeds. Now, this is SATA revision 3. That's 6 gigabits per second over the bus, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. But there are other drives that are just as fast. There are other drives from Kingston that are just as fast and actually a bit more budget priced. What makes the KC600 so special? The reason why I like it, the reason why this is the one I have in my older laptop, is because they've made security the selling point. This has a security suite built into it. First of all, they've got AES 256-bit hardware encryption. There's actually a hardware encryption and decryption engine on the controller. I talked to David about this, and a few years back, Kingston realized that they were packaging such a powerful controller on their SSDs that they could do other things with it. And they said, well, why don't we do hardware encryption? They were one of the first to say, yeah, why let the OS do it? Why tax the OS? Why put all of those demands on hardware that should be used to make the OS run smoother? Instead, let's make this work with the OS and offload all of that processing into the controller on board. That's exactly what they did. Now, it's not just a hardware encryption. This is also TCG Opal and eDrive compliant. That's Kingston's fancy way of saying it can integrate into, say, enterprise level hardware. So if you've got one of those pro notebooks that your business or your enterprise has given you, this can integrate directly and allow administrators to determine whether or not you should be able to access the data. It's a really nice security feature that the enterprise people among us really like. Now, more than that, I just like the Kingston name. Yes, there are other drives I've tried. I've used Samsung. I've used Toshiba. Yeah, yes, we'll talk about that later. I've pretty much used all the brands up and down, including Intel's latest offerings. They're good. Some of them are really, really good. But if you look at the track record that Kingston has had with their SSDs and some of the missteps that they have not done, including, you remember a couple of years back when they realized that there were a bunch of manufacturers who made drives that weren't really encrypting. It was really broken encryption. Kingston was not one of those manufacturers. That hit most of the big players, but because Kingston had put so much forethought and oversight into their product line, they didn't suffer from that. That's the kind of assurance that I'm looking for when I'm installing hardware. I mean, when I install hardware, I'm doing it 200, 300 drives at a time. I'm doing an entire location. I'm doing an entire campus. So a small problem, a little nitpick that requires a firmware update becomes a massive problem. That's a lot of man hours. That's a lot of money. If your drive wasn't doing trim properly, like the early Intel drives were, and now you need a new firmware in order to make it not kill its memory in half the amount of time, well, you have to have someone go out to every desktop. You have to have someone take in every laptop. That's why I've been supporting Kingston. Now, we come to the point that I know all of you have been waiting for, and that's when we're going to give one of these away. Yeah, I know, right? 1 terabyte of SSD is going to go to one lucky person who has entered the uberGeek Days of Christmas. Now, as we have done every day, let's go ahead and go over the contest rules. I've been posting, I've been tweeting. If you go to the official page, which is available on the internet, this is all public, by the way, because we wanted to be 100% transparent. You can see who has won all the previous days, although I'm not sure why it has not updated day 7. I'm going to have to take a look at that later. And you can see all the rules, and you can also see who has entered. Everyone who has tweeted properly was scraped by my bot and then manually added to this wonderful little spreadsheet that includes everything from day 1 to day 8. Now, what we're going to do is you know what? Actually, this spreadsheet has not updated. So let's update. There we go. We are going to choose one of these. Now, we start at row 34 and we go all the way to row 1000. 1185. The first thing we want to do is let's go ahead and make sure that there are no duplicates, because sometimes the bot makes mistakes. The dedupe algorithm was very poorly made by me. Yeah, I'll admit to that. So here we go, dedupe, and okay, fantastic. No duplicates, only 217 entries today. So you still got a chance. Oh, all of the entries have been cumulative. So if you've entered in previous days and you haven't won, your entries from those previous days still count, which means the people who have been here since day one of the uberGeek Days of Christmas now have 8 entries, 8 chances to win. Now, how do we choose? Going between row 34 and row 1185. Oh, let's make sure that's 1185. I don't want to. There we go. 1185. We've got this handy little number generator, 1185. And this is the first hit that you're going to get if you go to Bing. If you just type in random number generator. I don't run it. I didn't program it. I don't know how it's programmed. The only thing I did was I made sure that it was actually random. It did run up and down the entire range that I gave it. So it's going to choose a number between 34 and 1185, and that's going to be our winner. But wait, don't be sad if your number's not chosen immediately, because remember the rules. Once someone is chosen, and this is why I use Twitter, I'm going to direct message them. They then have 60 seconds to reply. If they do not reply within 60 seconds, we draw again. And this is how the people who have done conferences are accustomed to doing this. Now, this is the official clock. So the second I hit enter to send the message, I'm also going to hit play here to start the clock. They get 60 seconds to reply. And yes, it has happened 3 times already in this giveaway where people have not replied in time and we have redrawn. So, as we have done every day, I need someone in the chat room to give me a number between 1 and 10. Just one last level of randomness. That's the number of times I'm going to run the number generator. The very last one is the number that we're going to go with. So, if you could, give me a number between 1 and 10. And the first number I see is ISS above. Oh, hey, good to see you. 7. He has chosen 7. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Number 648 is our number. Let's go ahead and go to that row. 648, 648, 648. And that would give us Caslow. User Caslow. All right. Okay. Wait. Because Caslow has to respond within 60 seconds. Let's go ahead and pull this up. All right. He's following. Everything is copacetic so far. But now we have to do the yo, bro. You won swag. I mean, at least if you respond in 60 seconds. All right. And here we go. Send. Now let's see. Now, this is the time when y'all should be saying, do I want to root for someone to win? Do I want them to succeed? Or am I going to be a little selfish? Do I want this for myself? I know how it works for me. When I was at one of these conferences, one of these shows, I was hoping that the person wouldn't show up. I was hoping that they'd redraw, because then it gives me another chance to get my number. And so far, Caslow, you're at the 30-second mark. 30 seconds. And it's not bad. I mean, come on, we all want swag. But you know what? If Caslow does reply, please be happy for him, because again, this is all about bringing a little smile, a little coolness into our lives. And we are down to 10 seconds. No response. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. All right. 4, 3. 2. Wait. Oh, at the line. I think. Okay. What do you think? I mean, he started replying. I mean, I got the response dots before the timer ran out. What's it going to be? What do you think? I think we give it to him. I mean, because you know what, I'm going to give it to him because there's always a little bit of network delay that you're working against, and he clearly was replying before the 60 seconds had elapsed. I actually got the dots at 58 seconds. You know what? If it happened to you, I would give it to you as well. Kazo, congrats. Yeah, see, that's what I love. I said, count him in. Thank you very much. You know what? It's Christmas. And by the way, we're not done. If you liked that, you're going to like the stuff that we've got the last 2 days of the uberGeek Days of Christmas. Because tomorrow, we've got one of my favorite products, which is this. It's a DT2000. This is an encrypted USB drive with a keypad that makes it really, really easy for you to secure your files. But even if you're not interested in that, you're going to want to be here for the last day. Day 10 of the uberGeek Days of Christmas. If you like this 1 terabyte SATA SSD, you're going to love what we've got on day 10 because it is a 1 terabyte KC 2500, which is 6 times faster than this. It is an M.2 NVMe part. You're going to love it. So check back, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe because we want to keep doing these giveaways. Oh, and by the way, if you can, get on Twitter and thank Kingston because I would love for us to do this throughout the year. I would love to be able to do giveaways. It brings people together. In fact, I want to build a little community around it. People who want to build, people who want giveaway opportunities, and maybe we can pull in a couple of other companies. Until then, I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit, and remember, there's no uberGeek without you.